Max says, sorry I joined late. Did people see that Paul Fraudbaum said that Cignetti this week? First, he thought he would leave IU. Then he thought Indiana shouldn't have renegotiated a contract this early. Listen, we got to talk about this for a while. Okay, we'll get to the Matt Rule stuff here in a little bit with Penn State. But the switch up by the national media has been incredible on this Curt Cignetti stuff. Listen, this is a pro Curt Cignetti, pro Indiana podcast. We are a Big Ten podcast, obviously, football, men's basketball. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We appreciate it. But this is a pro Indiana and Curt Cignetti podcast. And you guys know me. I was a fan of Curt Cignetti from the beginning. I posted the clip of him at that basketball game saying Purdue sucks. I'm not necessarily against Purdue. I'm not necessarily against them. But Purdue sucks, Michigan sucks, and so does Ohio State. And he said that he got that from Jim Tressel when he went to Ohio State the first time and said that they were gonna beat the team up north, which is Michigan, if you don't know. That's the way Ohio State fans describe them. But for him to be able to come in, for him to have the boldness to be able to come in, say that I wasn't at that game, but I think my in-laws were in that game and they texted us, and it was just like a confidence from an Indiana head coach you'd never really seen, right? It was not something that you were used to, that you believed in, right? And then all of a sudden this guy comes in and there's some people, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna get smacked by Ohio State and Michigan. And then there are other people that are like, I don't know, maybe this guy has some juice. And then when I went and saw him at Big Ten Media Days, that was my first Big Ten Media Days when he was there. Man, there was just something about him. In the breakout session, I was supposed to be over recording another another coach, and I just set my phone down on one of the chairs and just hoped that it would record and nobody would move it or anything. And I went to go listen to Cignetti because Cignetti is that type of dude. I didn't pick Indiana to win 11 games that season, but I think I did pick Indiana to win more than people thought. And I told him, I said, guys, Cignetti's a dude. Cignetti's the type of guy that you want to follow. He's won everywhere he's been at. And people say, well, it's not Power 4. Sure, James Madison, IUP, Elon, all those places. I said, no, guys, you gotta believe in this dude. This dude is going to win more at Indiana than other coaches have. Long behold, I not even me thought that he would get his team up to number 3 in the country his second year, the highest AP poll ranking that Indiana has ever had. I don't know how you can be a national media member and talk out of both sides of your mouth like that. I don't know how you can be somebody who's like, well, yeah, Penn State's going to come in and get him, and this team's going to come in and get him, and then they sign him to the 3rd highest paid coach in college football, which he deserves, by the way. Listen, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, Curt Cignetti might be the best head coach in college football. They said, well, no, he doesn't have a national championship. Okay, Kirby Smart has a national championship at Georgia, or 2 national championships at Georgia. That's fine. His program's also in decline. You look at it right now, maybe they come back and win a natty this year, and they'll prove me wrong. But he's held on to Mike Bobo for way too long. I can't get behind that, right? Ryan Day won a national championship. Yeah. I think Ryan Day is the best coach in all of college football right now, but you can make an argument that Ryan Day did it at Ohio State, where Ohio State is recession proof, right? It's been the most consistent program in all of college football. And Ryan Day brought all his dudes back. Now, I think you're, watching this Ohio State team this season with new players, your opinion's maybe a little bit different than what it was there. But you're watching the Cignetti guy, and he, in year 2, is breaking records left and right, not just with like wins, but also with rankings and how well the team has done on offense and defense and the mentality of these players. Like this Cignetti guy, you got people saying he's cheating. We don't know how he's winning like this. He's cheating. We don't know what's going on. And he just wins, man. He just wins consistently wherever he goes. He goes to one of the least winning programs in all of college football at Indiana, little old Indiana, right? Could never keep their students there after halftime because they were losing by so many points. It was not known as a football mecca. It wasn't even known as a good football program. Tom Allen in 2020 had the team lose one game, and everybody's thinking this is the height of Indiana football. We'll never get higher than this. The dude goes on the road and beats Oregon. He beats Oregon on the road. Ohio State couldn't even do that last year, right? Now, I think this Oregon team is not who they were last year personally, but still, he was able to go on the road across the country. So much for the travel excuse, so much for the Autzen, win streak in a row. Guys like Paul Finebaum just hate the Big Ten, and it happens time and time again with ESPN. Not all of their workers are like that. Okay, I got a DM from one of their people after I made my ESPN tweet the other day, and we had a very, very productive conversation. And I was, I felt bad after I said it about all ESPN workers, but a majority of those ESPN workers do have a slanted SEC bias. And it's not just an SEC bias, but it's a tear down the Big Ten type of bias. And Fox has it too, but Fox is honestly just not very good at covering college football. Joel Klatt does a pretty good job, but they hired Dave Portnoy for Big Ten kickoff. So, what do you want to do? So, just this Cignetti stuff, him being able to come in, BG Plan says it here, something special brewing in Bloomington. And honestly, we should have seen it sooner. We should have known it sooner. We need to do a better job. We need to do a better job of finding these dudes before they get here. I did do a little bit more research on Barry Odom before he came, just in case. But man, what Cignetti has done, what he's doing currently right now in Indiana, that's my rant. Sorry guys, went on a little bit of a long rant there, but just Paul Finebaum trying to switch it up from, somebody else is going to hire him, you got to extend him, to now, oh, you extended him too much. The same thing is happening right now with Penn State, right? People were coming after Penn State. Oh, they can't win the big game. They're never going to accomplish it. They fired James Franklin, and the national media, oh, they shouldn't have fired him. They shouldn't have fired him. No, not everybody. There were some people that actually did mean that, and they never really felt that way, but it's just the switch up. It's the switch up of the national media, and it's excessive because it's the Big Ten. Because the Big Ten is the best conference right now, and people hate it. So it is what it is. Joe R says Paul Finebaum might burst into flames when IU is ranked number 2. He might just... No, I'm not going to say that. That's mean. I don't want to be mean. I guess I did call him Fraud Bomb earlier, but yeah. Yeah, Matt.